Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison today. Today we have Ted on 827 going up against Wualaboy on 841. So both duelists at the time this recorded would have been in the top 100. Now this replay has been sent in by Wualaboy, aka Saul. If you remember seeing his deck profile from, I think it was the Philadelphia Regional Ultimate Time Wizard. I certainly remember the deck profile because he used a card called Mist Valley Soldier, and it caused me to go for about a weekend long dig through the bog mines to find my copies of that card. So thank you, Saul, if you're watching this one. He sent this in because he was getting a little frustrated with some of the cat decks on the channel, which is totally understandable, and he wants to show us how it's done. So I'm going to assume he wins given that he sent this replay in, but let's see how he does it. Opening hands are Substitute, Raigeki Break, Riser, Caius, Mirror Force, and Torrential, Rescue Cat, Bottomless, D Prison, Gauze, and DD Crow. I mean, yeah, if you draw the Rescue Cat, maybe you always win, right? So I'm going to start with Substitute. Substitute for swap. Swapped on tree board, bounce back, and they're going to set the Raigeki Break and pass. Draw for turn is Dad. Wow. Yeah, one of the things Wualaboy's like cat decks are pretty famous for is just being on stuff you would not expect. Like Mist Valley Soldier, like the one from Philadelphia was the like plant cat deck. So it does get very creative. So we'll see how the Dad comes into this. And obviously we've got Crow and Gauze already showing that there's a lot of darks in here. Draw for turn is Gauze. Swap Frog coming out again, dumping Substitute this time. Going to get in. That's going to lead to the Gauze coming out with the token, and they're going to bounce it back and pass. Draw for turn is Bestiary. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, I want to see it, but I have no qualification to be like commenting over it, basically. But let's see it. Interesting, they still haven't fired the cat. I'm guessing it's because they know they've got this spice in there and they want to use it for like a Geyserist play with like a Sam Knight maybe. Okay, Gore's going to try and attacking, going to get hit with the Raigeki Break pitch swap. They're going to set the D Prison, set the Bestiary and pass. Draw for turn is Duke Frog. Yeah, set Bestiary is quite safe here actually, because typically the Monarch will go after a back row if they can, when you've got Treeborn in rotation and you've got multiple, or they'll just go for a dupe block, right? So actually, yeah, that doesn't feel terrible. Yeah, they're going to Crow in standby as well. So yeah, the only thing they were afraid of being a Monarch going for it is kind of null and void now, especially as Ted only went and dropped one Treeborn. They really, if they'd have thought that through, they maybe would have dropped the other Treeborn instead of the Substitute. Just going to set the Dupe Frog, still got Torrential down and pass. Draw for turn is Sangan. So going to Rescue Cat now. Oh no. Oh, I think we could see it. Yeah, Sam Knight, Airbellum. Oh no. Bestiary with the Sam Knight for the Geyserist. Geyserist, yeah, going to get Torrentialed, which isn't great. What dark? Oh no, it is. It's 3 darks for Dad. Does he fire off? He does. Wow. Okay, Dark Arm Dragon coming out now. That's gonna get in. Gonna get met with the Gauze probably, right? Okay, no Gauze, no Gauze. Draw for turn there was Water Art, I think. Just gonna set the Mirror Force and pass. Draw for turn is Braincon. Set the Mirror Force just feels wrong. This is weird. Ted's a really good player. We've seen them on top of the ladder a number of different times. Setting into Dad feels strange. Okay, Sangan coming out now. So going 28 and 1000. Yeah, Gore's coming out with the token now, and they've still got enough darks to get rid of both. Yep, so Crow and Geyserist. Yeah, I was gonna say there's not a whole bunch of ways that you can recycle this Geyserist, so actually, yeah, you're fine with that. 1 for 1 coming down now, drawn for turn, gonna pitch the Riser, summon out the Substitute, summon out the Swap, dump the Treeborn, and pitch for the Caius. Caius is gonna banish the Dad, do the damage. Yep. Okay. Yeah. The boy just reveals the Braincon and this one's over. Okay, cool. So opening hands game number 2 are going to be Retiari, Allure, Crow, Cyber Dragon, and Heavy Storm. Yeah, this is a cat deck, by the way. Substitute, Kaya, Soul Exchange, Stratos, Swap Frog, and Torrential. Jesus, what hand. Yeah, I don't see Ted losing this one. Stratos coming out now for Prodigy. Yeah, sets Torrential and pass. Yeah, that hand's just got everything. Draw for turn is Gauze. Okay. Yeah, you've got a few different options. They're going to go for the Allure here. Draws into Pop, Avarice, and Rescue Cat. Okay, yeah. Again, best cat player on DB, right? Just draw the cat. Going to Heavy Storm now. Yeah, that's cool. Cyber Dragon. Oh, Cyber Dragon and Rescue Cat is nasty here, right? So this is double Ebellum. Oh, no way. I might have to take it back. I don't think Ted wins. Okay. Cyber Dragon in and 2 Ebellum Rips. Rip Substitute and Swap Frog. Okay, that's not the best ones in there, right? Because I mean, Soul Exchange is an absolute house with any tribute summon because it can just get rid of anything, and Caius is also like a very good card to retain there. I actually think those rips weren't great. Yeah, okay, makes Thought Ruler. Okay, Thought Ruler's cool. Thought Ruler here is going to help. Yeah, Thought Ruler is going to help with the Soul Exchange. That's a really heads up read. Okay, so Prodigy coming out now, and then Caius. Yeah, can banish and do the damage, and then get in. Yeah, pass. Draw for turn is Mind Con. Okay. Okay, they're gonna Crow the Substitute, then they're gonna Avarice. Yeah, put in the Crow Engrave so they can use it for Avarice. Yeah, was that the best target? Yeah, I was gonna say they haven't actually got on a tree ball in rotation yet. Okay, shuffles up, draws, double D prison. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sets one of them and passes. Draw for turn is Miracle. Kai's going to attempt to go in. That's going to get him out with the D prison and pass. Draw for turn is MST. Yeah, do you commit the Retiari? Can they tag out into anything? Yeah, they're going to commit the Retiari. Going to get in for 12. That's going to force the Gauze out. Then they're going to tag out. Is it just the Bestiari they play though? Yeah, just the Bestiari and the Retiari. I think that makes sense, right? So it's those two and the Sam Knight, obviously off the cat. But I think that makes sense because you can't have a massive Glad package on the go. And actually you want Retiari back because you want to tag into Retiari. So putting it back for the strongest attack points one feels fine. Sets the MST, sets the D prison and passes. Yeah, this token's also 12, so they can only get over it with one monster at present. They're going to change the Gauze to attack. They're going to attempt to get in. That's going to get hit with the other D prison now. Yeah, this is good. Got a Miracle Fusion in main 2. Yeah, that makes an Ab 0. But they have left a token, which is going to allow them to tag out. And the draw for turn is Rescue Cat. Ah, Christ. Okay, it's a 2-0. It's a 2-0. Surely, right? Surely it's Mind Con, Rescue Cat. Is that enough? Yeah, I think you can find enough damage there. Yeah, Mind Con, take the Ab 0, Rescue Cat. Yep, this is Bellum and Sam Knight. Yep, those two for Gyzerus. Pop the token. Go battle. Wow, that's so nice. I do this, by the way. If win, lose or draw, if I say GG and you don't say GG, especially if I've won and you leave, I will call you a bitch. So it's nice to know that I'm not the only one out there cussing people out for not being for not being gracious. Yeah, wow, what a game. So this Frog Hero Frog Monarch deck looked pretty standard. We didn't see a whole lot. We didn't see a whole lot of spice, I guess. I think Ted misplayed a little bit game 1 with not dumping the second Treeborn, but I understand why they wanted more substitutes out of the deck, and I think that's you know, you're not expecting Crow in game 1. I go on ad nauseum to the behest of so many people about how in Gigavice you should be playing, you know, just the one Lone Fire in turn 1 for the combo. and not be expecting Crow to be in the main deck. But actually, you know, the boy had it. So it is, I guess, something that Ted, I won't call it a misplay actually. I would say that they could have played around DD Crow, and they chose not to in game one, which is a totally reasonable thing to do. This cat deck though, wow. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about it. I've seen Wualaboy, I've seen Saul do some insane like cat lists. The plant one from Philly is a thing of genius, and I will link it in the description for this video, because you all have to go see it, and then you'll have to go bulk diving for your Mist Valley Soldier like I did. And it is really creative. That they're always on something spicy, and to see this kind of like, oh, it's a cat deck and it's got, you know, Dark Armed in for all the darks, and Gyzerys happens to be a dark, and also Rescue Cat can summon a Sam Knight, and then that can tag out into like a very small Glad toolbox that helps you pick apart boards like Retiari and Bestiari. It's just really creative. It's a really creative way to use the deck. Helps that you draw cat a lot. In 40 is pretty nice. Allure really helped out there, and then obviously part of Avarice as well. But you just can't. Yeah, how were you meant to play through any of that? You know, you would, if you're caught by surprise in Edison, it's the worst thing to be in Edison is caught by surprise about what your opponent is playing. You know, we can all go up against a Vayu player or, you know, a Black Ring player. We all know roughly how that's going to go, and there might be a couple of cards here and there that people are playing differently. What you don't want to come up against is something that you don't have a good understanding of, or don't fully kind of, you're not fully able to comprehend the plays that they have. Because if someone's got a hidden way to Gyzerys and you're committing cards to the field, that's a terrible position to be in. And when you're on the back foot there, it's really hard to get ahead again once you've already lost those cards or lost that advantage. Again, if you're not expecting double air Bellum and you're not committing monsters to the field because you're a frog player, you're going to get hand ripped, and that's again the worst thing you can be, caught by surprise and then lose an advantage to it. So and I think that's what Wualaboy does really well, is the plant deck, the plant cat deck they played, this deck they played, they're playing stuff that you're not going to expect is paired together, and actually you're getting caught off guard by it. You know, I'm sure Ted didn't see the dad come in game one. I'm sure as hell they didn't see the set Bestiari into a Gyzerys game one, sorry. So yeah, and I think that kind of getting caught off guard is what makes it so that you can lose a game a lot easier. Because like I said, Ted is a very good player. So really good match to watch. Yeah, I've got a few more from Wualaboy. I'll sprinkle them in here and there. But really, really top player on this deck. And nice to feature a cat deck that I'm sure no one in the comments is going to say anything bad about, or mention any potential plays that they missed, because I'm pretty sure they got it right here.